Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. We just super excited because the kids are out the way. Legend is asleep, and we get to actually have a adult conversation.
Without hearing.
So tonight we're gonna get into a fun topic. We're gonna talk about weddings.
Yeah.
And how fun is the wedding, and how much you should spend on the wedding, and who the wedding is for. Who is the wedding for?
It's for the woman.
Let's get into it. So, when we got married, it wasn't. I didn't have we didn't have like a formal engagement, like the surprise gimmick and stuff like that, the surprise setting and dress and stuff like that. It was more of an agreement. Mm-hmm. And when we say agreement is because we were young. Yeah. And in our last video, we talked about how we got introduced and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But we were young. So I was 22. He was 24. And we just decided, like, hey, we care about each other. We love each other. We're going to be together. Let's do it. And that's how we, got married. Just to hit the ground running. Mm-hmm. And so the question is, one of the questions, do I feel a way about an engagement? Now, looking back at it, he did tell me, let's wait, let's slow it down with the wedding plan and everything else like that.
She had that shotgun. No, I'm joking. Yeah. She had it.
I did. Some people call it the wedding cheap. It is what it is. I called it a blessing because we didn't really have to come up off of too much. Everything I asked for, like when I walked into the store to get my my wedding dress, the lady randomly looked at me, and natural me, I'm like, what is she looking at? And she left, and I just literally walked in the door. She went in the back, got a dress for me, and that was my wedding dress. Because she said, I knew when I saw you, I had a dress for you in the back. And my wedding dress was beautiful. I didn't have to do many alterations. So that's why I was like, all right, yeah, we're getting married, whatever. Looking back at it now, we just got done celebrating 8 years. Yay. Celebrating 8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
It's a bit, almost.
That's all I can do, just. Mm-hmm. But
we made it.
Yeah. And a lot of people like to say, oh, the first 2 years are difficult. We are standing testimonies, live in the flesh, that yes, the first 2 years are difficult. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, the first 3.
Yeah, I was about to say 4.
About 4, yeah. So half of our marriage, yes.
Yeah. Still, like I said.
Let go by here.
It's stupid.
But, crazy. If I can go back, because we almost to year 10. So now I'm looking, we working on our health and everything else like that. Mm-hmm. So now I'm like, I'm praying for my friends to get married. And one of my best friends is actually engaged. And I tell her all the time. I tell her and my other best friend, both of them are godparents to my children. I tell them both, make sure it's what you want to do, because marriage is not for the faint of heart. It is not for somebody that think it's going to be cute. And the problem now, and I'm going to stop talking because I'm going to let you talk. Mm-hmm. The problem now in marriage is we got social media. Yeah. And I think social media messes people up because it's a facade. So people see what they see, like, oh, yeah, she got the bomb wedding, the makeup is done, blah, blah, blah,
but
blah.
It's really not about that. It's not about, once again, it's for the women. They really, men.
It depends on the woman, but you go ahead.
Men really, we just want to make y'all happy. We want to make sure y'all have the best wedding,
I'm going to stop you right there.
Oh, go ahead.
Just for a second. I'm going to interject. You said it's not about the men, it's for the women to make the woman happy. However, I seen a very popular wedding, and his name was written all over it. And it was like, okay, whatever, do you. But
I ain't
going to say too much in this video.
But that's more.
It was more a facade. It was more, but that's what I was talking about with the social media.
That's more of a, I just want to, hey, like,
showboat.
Showboat, and I could do it, whatever, but
I got the money for it.
For the most part, it's not a man, as long as he make the women happy, we don't really care.
If that's his goal. Some people get married because of what they see on Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's not like they get married because they love one another or they want to work each other, work.
But overall, men don't do that. I think, me personally, I think that's just corny. Like, you don't have to do all that, because at the end of the day, you spending like 20,000, 30,000,
Nigga,
and then
that's a lot of money.
or 40,000,
and then everybody ain't even bringing no money.
And then you might get a divorce or whatever. It's stupid.
But
So I mean,
and this is no shade. This is just our opinion.
Yeah, our opinion.
This is Tell It Love. See, Tell It Love. We're the tellers. We're telling you our opinions from a man, a woman's perspective,
and a
man's perspective.
So I mean, it depends, man. Like it really, like for the most part, me, nah, because it's now if you got the money and you really want to do it, and you know what I mean, cool, go ahead, knock yourself out. But for the most part, man, like it's for the women.
I've seen a lot of nice weddings though, and I'll be wondering in my mind like, ooh, what the heck they do for a career? Like, ooh, y'all got all that? Y'all got this is what mind boggles me. The wedding party be very expensive. And it's like, who paid for all them dresses? Do they pay for their dresses? And there's so much that goes into a wedding. You have to see who really for you. Because ain't no way in Hades I'm getting 15 bride maids, 4 little, junior brides. Then you got 4 ring bearers. 18 people just sitting around being in the wedding just to be in a wedding. And it's like, who's really there for the union? Because then you ain't going to hear from the people. They just there for the turnout. So I'll take my shotgun wedding.
Yeah. Well, once again, it's all, at the end of the day, it's about the person you're about to marry. It ain't about how expensive the wedding is, how fancy it is,
so let me
all
ask
that
you.
other stuff. It's about the person you're about to marry.
Exactly. So let me ask you that. Mm-hmm. How important is it for your family to be at your wedding? How important is it? Like, who's the most important people to attend your wedding? Because the most family Black people have is cousins.
Obviously, it depends on who can make it. First of all, who
can make it.
I'm just saying,
what pastor tell us? People spend their money on what they want to spend their money on.
Exactly.
But ever since he told us that, it always stuck with me.
For the most part, like you will always want your mom, your dad, your siblings, mm-hmm. your cousins, your uncles, aunts.
But what cousins?
What you mean with cousins? All your cousins, whoever, how many
grandkids our ring have?
That's fine.
And then great grandchildren.
That's who you want everybody, and that makes up the wedding. That's how you want to do it.
For my family, it does. The Durtons are very big.
Taylor's, pretty big.
They are.
So.
But then that's the thing. What kind of budget that about to be? Because we are in the talks about our vow renewal for 10 years.
Yeah.
I want to do it out the country. I got to get my behind on some Jamaican soil so I can.
Once again.
Dirty wine.
It's for the women. It's for her to make. It's for her. Like me. I'm cool. We be in the backyard. I'm joking.
Yeah. Okay. So for me. Bastard. So for me, it doesn't matter. I would want all my first cousins there. They have to be there. Mm-hmm. All my aunts have to be there. My uncles have to be there. And I'm just solely talking about on my mom's side because I didn't grow up with my dad. I do know them. I do extend invitations, but 2 of my cousins came to our wedding on my dad's side, and I appreciated that. So they would definitely be invited back to the vow renewal. And it's important. My dad didn't walk me down the aisle. That wasn't an important factor to me. Someone did, but it wasn't my father. That's another video for another day. Because when y'all hear that, you're going to be like, oh, no, he didn't. Yes, honey. But I didn't grow up with him. So I was going to have my mom walk me down. But my mom don't want to travel overseas because she's, whatever. She's scared of flying. But the lady got her passport. Ain't that something, y'all? But my mom raised me. And I think that's an important part when you're thinking about getting married, is to definitely think about that part right there. If you were in a situation like I'm in and you didn't have a father figure around, because traditionally the dad's supposed to pay for the wedding. My mama paid for it. So, and it was like, we didn't spend crazy money.
And me. Don't forget me, I paid for it too. Just want to throw that in there. But go ahead. Continue.
Okay. Like, how did you feel when your dad and them couldn't make it to the wedding?
How did I feel?
I already know how he felt. I remember the whole child by.
You feel some type of way, but you know, it is what it is. You don't, you know.
I wish you would have said that then. We would have got called down to the church.
Yeah, I mean, but it is what it is. You know, you live, and you learn, man. So I mean, it wasn't for me. It was like, okay, you know, he couldn't make it. You know,
At the time, it wasn't, y'all. He's so cool about it now.
Yeah.
That's maturity. Maturity.
Yeah.
At the time, we want to tell y'all.
I mean, at the time, I was upset, but you know, like
He was sad. He was disappointed because his
Yeah.
brothers couldn't make it either.
yeah. But you, for me, I know how to move on and just, you know,
He does.
go about my business with it. So you know, at the time, I was upset.
And that's why we fit, because
but-
I hang on to stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach. I'm teaching her, like, hey, man, some things you gotta let go. You know what I mean? Let God handle it. Let it go. That's it. But you know, we working. We're working. But what I'm saying, I moved on from that. You know, but I definitely was, you know, upset. But you gotta actually know how to deal with it. You gotta know how to move on from that and try to figure out how, you know, it's still our wedding, so I still gotta remain happy anyway. You know what I mean? So that's what I did.
Lord, was that like pulling teeth? Oh my gosh! But God
Yeah.
showed up. God showed off. And what happened was, and it's really, God works in mysterious ways, because the way it happened, that his cousins came, it was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What happened was,
They came for a funeral, actually.
they came for a funeral.
Yeah.
And the funeral was the day of our wedding. So it was the morning. But then, like, as soon as we was, like, exiting the church and stuff like that, getting into the car, as soon as we was getting into the Range Rover, they was screaming our name, and they pulled up. They was like, oh, we thought we missed it. And so he was happy that he had somebody there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this feels so much better. Thank you, Lord. But, yeah, we want to do a part 2 on this one, because
Yeah.
we're going to tell y'all exactly what happened.
Yeah. It was.
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe the video, share, leave y'all comments, because we want to connect with y'all.